Westbridge. Westbridge. I wait 1 second. Lovely. The audio for you is not coming out, so I will get that fixed. But until then, guys, in chat. So, who do you think is going to win? Because of course, today we've got loads of tough competitions such as RVC, which of course won the test race last weekend. You've got AA, and you've got RTS, all of which may be great contenders for today. So, I'm going to change something in the settings. Could you guys just tell me in chat if you can hear the other commentator now? Going to check. Why don't you go have a look at actually talk now. I'll commentate. Okay, so here we are, ready for the Westbridge Grand Prix. Well, the qualifying for it is what we've got coming up next. So today you've got lots of tough competition coming from the likes of. Let me have a check. Well, you know we've got RAC, RCS, RAA, Black Cabs, 9 Racing, and AS Mountain Batten. And of course, we're currently heading through the tight street circuit of Westbridge here today. Now, of course, we've got some huge companies here, all trying to take pole to prove that their company have the best drivers. And of course, well, this isn't the only thing which we're going to get out of this. You're going to get bragging rights over the other companies, which of course is something you must very much love. So I'm just having a look at when we should be starting, and I'm not too sure if we've got an exact time, but of course, from the test race, we've at least got some results from that we can have a look at to just see what may be going on. Well, this is actually, here's the first RAC moving up now. AA, sorry, rather than RAC. So you can see them coming up to the line. Looks like they may be trying to get a running start. Well, by running start, driving start, but same thing really. So today we're currently doing it off a stopwatch. So of course it may not be as accurate as it could be, but there's not really but to that one. But if anybody has any ideas who they think will win, well, qualify on pole for tomorrow, make sure to stick it in chat. And remember, the orders we get today will not be final. Because of course, if there are any crashes or anything going to start tomorrow, that can really affect the rest of the grid. So, I'm going to have, let's go have a look back at the AA. Today we've got onboards with Joe, and I don't think we've got any other drivers. Nope, we've just got Joe, the previous winner of a test race. So we'll be able to see how that ends up. So they should be starting any second now. I'm not too sure what the hold up is. Oh, I may have spotted it here. Yeah, they're just finishing off a few pieces of barrier. And as I say that, they're actually reversing the front AA back into the pit lane. So this would be a perfect time for a pit lane tour. So I believe this is the order they'll be qualifying. First come, first served. So first you have got the AA. And I'm not quite sure whose AA this is. But it's going to be either the AA of... Oh, actually, I've got a message now. No, not from him. But that will be the AA of either MCSO, however I spell that fan, or Galaxy Gamer. Then after that, you've got the RTS, which will be driven by either Toon or Superport. Followed by that, you've got the RACs of Joe and BMW, with Joe being the person, of course, to win the last race, being one of the only ones to finish, and RAC receiving a beautiful 1-2 finish, cementing their places as what should be the people to win this, but of course, you never know. So, followed up by that, you've got the other RCS, then both of the mountain battens, which did not do too well in the previous race, with these mountain battens being driven by Snakeski 1 and Bodiels. Followed up by both black cabs, driven by Goalkeeper per 28 and Gabix, however you spell that. Then you've got I'm not sure what that is it's a white cab, but I'm guessing it may be 9 Racing, which will be driven by either TV1239094 or Yeet Boy 2997. So as we're coming up to the start of qualifying now, as the safety car finishes its lap, we'll now be able to see if they give us the go-ahead to start our qualifying session here today. So, I mean, what could happen in these races? Well, there are a lot of things. You never know who's going to come out on top until the very last second. So, I'm going to see if we've got any news on when it should be starting, but... Oh, you've got the 8 station outfits here, which are our current event sponsors, which you can see not quite dotted around the track, but above the start-finish line, with an Audi being related to the main company, which I'm not too sure how they are related, but of course they're bordering the track today, so it must be quite big. Furthermore, I'm going to quickly go through a little track walk with you guys. So we're going to have a quick flight around the circuit, really. You'll be able to follow it from the huge red borders along it, and we're just going to have a look at just how much of a map this encompasses. So, here is the start-finish line here. So you can see that following that on, you're heading down the first straight, and you're going to be getting up to a good 100 miles per hour here, where you're going to be joining this in a very technical section where if you run too wide, you are going to crash. Followed up by here where you're into, if you're into rally, then it's going to be a block right. Whereas if you're not, you've got a lovely 90-degree right turn. Following that even further down now, you can see that you turn just before the end of the road here, something which caught quite a few drivers out last time. Opposite the Westbridge Expedition Centre, you're going to be rushing down there at really fast once again. You're then going to have to make a right at almost 100 miles per hour. Following the track down here then, you're coming past the metro line, under the Westbridge sign, and you're going up then. You continue going up till you're halfway up towards the Longreach here centre. Then you're going to be making your right turn down the 90-degree angle. Then you're going to be heading down, finishing off this straight with yet another 90-degree turn. You're then going to be blazing down here at over 100 miles per hour before having to quickly make a right turn. At this point, you're going to be heading down Bar Greg's and Less Cookies, the 2 bitter rivals. Then you're going to be continuing it once again. You're going to be following it round left past the petrol gas station, which should have been left open. I'm not sure why it wasn't. While you continue down, not past the army barracks, but even further away, you're then going to be following it down all the way up to the start-finish line. So we are now getting ready for the AA truck to get ready to leave. So we've got that to look forward to see the first session of today in the AA truck. So we're waiting on Baron's and the race director's words now, and we've got the words of OK Go. Those are some beautiful words from Baron. Laps will begin shortly. The track is clear is the words which have just been heard echoing over the radio. So that means that they will be planning to start as quickly as possible. Anybody in Mountbatten Express has been told to quickly come together for a photo. But of course that shouldn't affect the running. You can see the race director Jack here, who actually works in King Motorsport Group, which of course is being combined with AMA, the Motorsports Association here, with its goal of increasing motorsports participation and motorsports presence within Westbridge. So I'm going to see if we've got any more media now. Well, that's Pollack spam DMing me, if you guys know him. So, for anybody joining, who do you think is going to win? We've got AGCK80 in chat currently saying that they believe Mountbatten Express will be for the win. But as we see here, we've got the AA starting its hot lap. And off we go for the first lap. So we can see the AA making a beautiful run for it down here. Let's see how they do. They're currently coming up. They make a left. They've had to slow down for there. They're getting a bit weavy, but they haven't crashed. So this is a one-shot qualifying, as you guys may have heard. So they do not want to crash, but they also want to set a quicker lap time. If he was quicker there, he could have ran out wide there, but no, he did not. That shows you that he's already on a slower lap than he probably was hoping for. Following the 90-degree right here, you can see him continuing down. Of course, this is a straight here. Oh! Gets a bit loose through there. I'm not too sure what happened. Sadly with the camera resetting, but we can see him getting back underway, following down under the Westbridge sign. He's now going to make his way up the longest straight on the track here, and we'll see how this ends up, with him getting ready to make a right down towards the industrial sector of Westbridge. He makes it, he scaves the barriers, scaving off precious time from his lap. You can see him disappearing behind the trees there, though managing to keep it moving quickly, but it's going to be seeing how he takes this 90-degree turn here. Oh! And there we go, that's a collision. That is not what he would have been hoping for. We're going to have a replay of that after his lap finishes, while waiting for the official timings, which if anybody is listening, let's get those in the GC. So, we're watching him down here. So you can see that already this lap is not the one he or others would have been hoping for. He makes a right there really smoothly, but of course he could have run out there. So he's passing under our camera right here. You can see him getting ready for one of the most dangerous turns on the track. Though he manages to take that masterfully, yet shaving off a bit of time, but a lot less than he would have taken off if he'd crashed. So he makes a left. Oh, and he's stuck by the gas station. And there we go, he's fully stuck. He's had to repair himself there. Still not being able to move that. Will that be him out of qualifying? Well, you can already tell that if anybody else doesn't crash anywhere near as hard, then he will be lost. So, and he's back underway now though. So let's see. So we can watch him getting ready to turn now here, getting ready to come back onto the final straight, just after he makes his turn down the end of here. We can see it here. And here we go. Crossing the line, slowing down before crossing the line though, not what they would have wanted. Now remember to cross over the start finish, which we're currently watching in not the pits. So they've been told to keep going round and they will be directed once they reach back towards the pits or to get them off the track. So that means next up we've got our next driver. I believe this is the man which we've got an onboard with, which I sure do hope so. Yes it is, so we can see him getting ready now to pull out. Here's Joe. We're on board with Joe, who was the man who of course set the fastest lap time last race. So, well, not only the fastest lap time, but he's also been fastest overall. So you can see with the track being declared clear, you can see everybody with their radar gun is standing out here, using the speed trap to see how quick they go. But of course, you've got a race director Jack here, getting ready for him to put down his hand so he can begin the run up to the start-finish line. With the AA slotting back in, I believe it is, or the old AA, I'm not quite sure which one, but of course they are arriving. You can see our paddock and media pen over there. But of course, we are getting ready for the run down to the main straight. And of course, overall, we're going to see if he can replicate the same victory as he'd experienced in Westbridge last week. Literally just on Saturday last week. At the same time yesterday, he had just won the test race. So let's see if he can get on pole to hopefully propel him for the same sort of victory in the main race which will be hosted here today. So we can see him getting ready. He's agile. That means he knows he's about to go. And he knows that he's got one shot at this. One mistake in that may send him to the back of the grid. However, it is unlikely due to the previous lap you've just seen, but you never know. And of course, with the all to play for, you never know how they will react. But, there's the AA arriving back, so that means they will be, as soon as that's peeled into the pits, we will be likely to see the RAC of Joe getting going. Luckily enough, with Joe, we've got on board for today's qualifying session. So we're going to see him pull out of the pits very shortly. Well, I'm hoping it shortly. We're all hoping it shortly, in fact. Okay, we've got a split view here. So we'll be able to see the very moment they start moving, but with the race director Jack trying to move out of the way, but it's very likely that this is something to mean that they're about to start. And off he goes. That is the start. He comes down towards the start-finish line. He passes it. This is one of the only driver today we've got an onboard with, though. He's taking this masterfully. You can really see how he got the race win in the test race, though sadly that does not affect the standings. But you can just see his speed increasing. He manages to take that, how I said last time, but properly. So, he manages to keep up the speed through here. So far, not looking too bad, too good. But he's keeping it together. And he's going really quickly. He takes that turn at full speed. Same with the first turn, which as you saw, they had to let off the throttle for the other one. He makes a turn downhill into the Westbridge signs, shaving off a bit more time than he probably would like. But as you see, he's coming up to the turn, down once again towards the industrial district. Let's see him make that turn. Down the 90-degree right here. Bang. Takes it with a drift perfectly. And of course, this requires much skill, holding pit for the right time and everything. So we can see them making another 90-degree turn, making no mistakes. It looks like he will take pole if he keeps this lap up, but of course we don't know how hard other people will be pushing, or some of the new hires which teams have gotten since the last race as teams start to take this series more and more seriously. You can see him making the turn there, once again shaving off more time than he would have liked. Though we can now see how he's going to take the most deadly turn I've personally seen here. And he crashes. Oh, and he's stuck inside of it. He's damaging it. Now, of course, if he can't get out, or if he breaks it, then will this be a DNF? With a perfect lap up until here. Nobody would have expected this to happen. This is could this be RAC's downfall with a driver who looks so consistent through here, getting messed up on the one place where the previous AA didn't? Though he makes it past where the AA died last time. Continuing round then, he's getting ready to return back onto the main straight, passing the entrance to the pit lane. He takes that beautifully. You can see him now, coming past the pits, getting ready for it, coming down the main straight now. Let's see. And pass he does. Now, while waiting for him to complete those laps, we're going to have some lovely replays from the previous laps. So, first of all, we've got the AA coming up, so we can see how the AA has done. So we can of course just remember the incident which happened through here. Once again, not what the AA would have wanted. That crash will surely be something to affect their time, but if you think that was something to affect their time, you should look at this one. This one had a lot more dire consequences, and as you can see, bang, he's been stuck in the fuel station, not what he would have wanted. And then finally, probably the longest stop of them all, which was done by the man who seemed so perfect up until here. It's Joe. You can see him coming up to the turn, just getting hooked on the centre console there, just not really being able to make it turn, with a big bit of understeer there, which did not affect him the way he'd hoped. But of course, you've now got both AAs back in the pits, with the AA in front still wanting to go, but of course that signifies the start of a first RCS. Let's see how the RCS can do. And I'm very happy I'm not commentating the race later, as my voice is dying and I was told I'd have a secondary commentator as I don't normally commentate races, but of course, they flunked. That's why ABC has been removed from the title. Way. Okay, we can see them making that 90-degree turn now, making their way down here, coming up to the main, just the main. And not all, and there is a crash, not quite the main straight he's coming up to there, but he will be coming up to one of the main areas in Westbridge. So let's just see how it looks. So he's going to come up to here, down the main road in Westbridge, and he Doesn't make it. That's somewhere where nobody else has crashed so far, underneath Metro Line and the Westbridge Bridge. Let's see him making it up here. Let's see if he manages to crash on the straight after that last one. Luckily he doesn't, but of course you can see him continuing down here, and the beautiful Rinaldi sponsor barriers. He does not take that turn well, getting the first bit of damage on his car. Remember, if he gets too much of that, that will cause his car to stop, something he does not want. Anyways, you can see him coming down here, getting ready for the 90-degree right, taking this one a lot slower, but a lot more cautiously than the others, which may help him. But of course, is it worth one of these cars going out and just aiming to be slow but not to crash? Because of course, if you do that, then you're going to be any of those people who have crashed for long periods of time, which have been the previous two drivers. This guy have had crashes, but they've been quite short. But we'll be able to see if he makes it through the same place Joe and the other guy did. Okay, let's see if he goes out for the right, because if he stays too far left, then we'll get him hooked on the fuel station. So yes, he does. He goes far enough out right. We can see him coming up, getting ready to come down the main straight here after he passes for Prix. So you can see him coming down here, getting ready for the main straight. Now passing the pit lane, you can see him turning onto the main straight now. And that will be his lap finished. There we go, a beautiful lap from him. So we can see now the RAC getting ready to go. Now if that is Cho who has hopped in the passenger seat, that means I may even get... yes, it is. Joe's hopped in the passenger seat for us, which means you guys will get to see a lovely onboard with the other RAC as well, which is really nice of Joe. 2 minutes and 4 seconds for that lap time. Which places them in front of the previous... which places them just behind the previous RAC, which had managed to set a 203. And there we go, going down the main straight there. Let's now ride on board with them. Remember, this is not Joe again. This is the other RAC. So we can see them getting ready, coming down here. Absolutely blazing down here. We can see getting ready to make that lovely 90-degree right with the RAC driver of BMW, currently driving BMW 499. Is going to be wanting to make an impression and to show that they are better than their teammate. But of course, with their teammate winning the test race and currently going fastest, that will be hard to do. But so far, the RAC's doing the same as Joe. No mistakes and keeping the speed up through there. This is a lovely lap, to say the least. We can just see the speed going down here, getting ready to make a right into the industrial district. You can see the turn now, with a perfect drift being popped. Now, of course, this is the least technical section. The main thing was that starting straight at high speeds, getting past and not spinning out by the fire station. But of course, now there's barriers, that's not dangerous. It's this sort of area where you start to see barriers emerging in the middle of a road, which I'll just go have a look at the next one. So you can see there, starting here. So you can see the RAC perfectly fine, reaching this turn here. This is where it gets dangerous. Though, of course, we've got coming up at the end here by the roundabout where the old RAC managed to crash. Right here. Let's see if they bestowed the same fate. No, they're not. They managed to make it, but you can see them coming down by the fuel station. So far, this is a perfect lap. I've seen no errors. Nothing has been wrong about this lap. This lap will be sure to put him on pole if he doesn't screw up it. Okay. And crashing into it again. Okay. So, that's what we just saw happen. Anyways, the RAC is just past the line, setting a reasonable time, I'd say. Even though there was the crash, without the crash, there had been a flawless lap. One I bet nobody else would have beaten. So, let's just have a look on how it's going. I'll see if we can get any more times of anything. Let's have a look at Joe Cam just to see what's going on. Interesting. Okay, let's return back to having a look at what's actually going down here. So you've got the RAC getting ready to make its turn out. And off the RAC goes. You can see the RAC on its RCS, sorry, my bad, on its way down the main straight. I've said RAC too many times there, but you can see that turn there of what I meant. Through here, beautiful. But of course, if you hit that, then your lap time is viewed as following a main straight, but it's not where you want to crash. Almost a crash then, narrowly avoiding it. That is great fate from the RCS. Though he just managed to sideswipe a wall on a straight, so not as good as I would have thought is going on. But you can see them continuing down now, and I really need a drink, but of course I'm commentating, going really loosey-goosey through there. Having to slow down is the only way to avoid crashing. So coming down, making a left onto the Westbridge sign and under that beautiful metro train. Coming down once again, now the longest straight in this track. You can see a mod, or group stop in fact, hovering over. Now you can see they're making a right into the industrial district. Now remember, down here at the end is where the previous man had screwed up his lap. Not the previous man, 2 men ago had screwed up their lap time. So we can see if they do it again, no, almost hitting the rear with their car though. Failing to get back on the throttle quick enough. That's not what they would have wanted. Following down the main straight here, we can see what happens. With them just speeding and speeding up. You can see if they take this turn now, getting into the technical section. Let's see what happens. Remember, we're coming up to the same place, which has already taken the first few victims. Yes, that's right. It's the roundabout. Beautifully through there, though, shaving off a bit more speed than they would have wanted. Coming up now to the fuel station, which had only claimed 1 victim. I'm not sure quite how somebody fell victim to it, but they did. Now remember, they're coming up to the main straight, and of course, right here, where somebody got stuck on just a lap ago. And, of course, they are bestowed the same fate. Not what they would have wanted. Now you can see, getting ready to come down the main straight. We'll be able to see what... Oh! Okay. Well, a bit of a tap down there, but will be, of course, affecting the lap time. This person is taking it slow and surely, but without too many mistakes. How will that affect their lap time? And the crowd goes mild. Lovely. Okay, now we've got a black cab getting ready to get underway. I'm not quite sure where they pull over once they finish. But I believe they just pull over and then their car gets despawned and they're turning around. Okay. I don't know what's going on down there. Let's not put too much thought into it. But of course, you've now got the first black cab of today getting ready to get underway. And with this, we will be able to see just how good the black cabs are. Is, of course, so far we've only seen the performance of the vans. But now we've got the cabs coming up. And finally, we've got 1 AA van still to go. So, let's have a look at what Joe's doing. Just while waiting. Currently robbing a hospital. What a man, the man who won the test race is being. Wow. Okay, so we are currently getting ready for the start of the Black Cab's lap. Which means you'll be able to see a lot from it. Because of course, as I've already mentioned, it will be the first lap a Black Cab will be taking, or any cab for that matter. So people in chat, if you say now, who are you supporting today? Just who are you supporting? Who do you want to win? Who's your favourites? Now that's what I want to hear. Who are you looking for to win? So we've got RAC, we've got... who else? Mountbatten Express and RAC. Of course, Ape Station. Yeah, Ape Station will be quite big contenders. Of course, if they pay them, because of course they are joking. But of course, actually, on the mention of Ape Station, they've had some lovely events recently, such as for boxing, and next week I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention it. But keep your eyes peeled, as there will be another beautiful Ape Station event held in Westbridge itself for you guys to attend. So the track being called Clear Now, which took a bit longer than some of those other laps, but finally it has, which means that in just a moment's time, this Black Cab will get underway, and we'll be able to see how the Black Cabs perform. And that is it getting underway now. You can see it coming down the main straight. And off we go. So, though sadly, they've not been posting all of the lap times yet, which is something somebody needs to let me know. And that's slowing down too much. This Black Cab really is not picking up as much speed as the others. Remember, I've been told this, I'm not sure if it's true or not, but the bigger the car is, the quicker its acceleration. Because of course, for more parts, more acceleration, just because of how Westbridge is scripted. as people forget to add ballast, which is so kind of them. And of course, you've got your black cab here, probably the most detailed car in my opinion, making its way down. You can just see the comfort and luxury style in it. Make it. He's slowing down too much. It's not going to get any lap times which are decent enough for any competitive position with that speed. I'm not sure if it's just this drive or if it's just the overall speed and handling of the car. Can now see it making a right towards the industrial zone, but this lap time just does not look quick towards that of a lot of the other cars. Making a run down now, getting ready, making the right, but slowing down too much and just not turning in quick enough. Waited to the last possible second to turn in, which is not what it should have been doing. Passing the RAC there. Ooh. So currently following the black cabs under the bridge, putting it back in the other half of Westbridge. It's got less than half a track left to go, entering Sector 3. Remember, we are getting into the danger zone now. Once again, not taking the turn properly, it should have taken it like that. But now it's currently coming up to what's known as the most dangerous roundabout in the track today. So you can see it making the turn, having to slow down a decent amount, but still taking that quicker than any of the vans we've seen so far today. Now making the left past the fuel station, slowing down. It's just slowing down too much for anything to set a decent lap time. Jeez. But of course, this will be quite interesting to see, because these ones will now be about precision and not how quickly you can move it. Which means if another cab comes out and sets a quicker time, it will be very good. So I swear there's another black cab, but no, we're now on to a white cab. Not sure how that's happened, and the black cab's just disappeared. Oh no, it's over there. Doesn't know it's supposed to finish the lap. It not finishing the lap has made me forget that it's supposed to finish the lap. So of course, the time's still counting. It won't stop until it's finished the lap. Until that black cab crosses the start-finish line, it will be counting. That will definitely be starting at the back of the grid. And they've now been told they're going to make their run down the main straight in probably what is the most confusing lap we've seen here today. Wow. With one of the Mountbatten Expresses probably turning when it wasn't supposed. Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyways, now we've got the white cab getting ready to go once the track has been cleared with whatever's going on down here, of course, with the Mountbatten Express. So, do I have any, whatchamacallit? I may be able to get some replays up once again from some of those previous laps. Not sure if I've got any of this one, but we've got replays nonetheless. Wow, what a replay. Did I manage to take a replay of a replay? Boy. Oh no, that was the crash, which of course just ruined that RCS's lap. And then of course, once again, let's have a look back at just what took out the end of the RAC's lap. This one was going so perfectly, just like Joe was. You can see in that just one thing took out his lap time. And of course, then let's have a look at what happened to Joe. Well, this one's not Joe, wrong person. Either way, this is the RCS, which had some issues, but of course, this is where it all went wrong for Joe. Joe coming up to the hardest part of the circuit, in the upper RAC, in what looked to be an unbeatable lap if it was let to stand, and no, just crashing. Now, both of the RACs could have been on for pole here today, with what looked to have been unbeatable laps until they just got knocked off. Yeah, you've got somebody in chat here mentioning how slow their taxis are, but we're getting ready for the start now, and off they go. You can see the white taxi is just not as fast. The acceleration just is not there. Making the run down now, though, you can see it's not picking up speed in the way you'd expect. Any of the other vans we've seen here today has picked up speed quicker. Oh, big bump there, but that just, in the taxis, gets it round quicker doing that than having to slow down for each turn. Now I believe we've got one more participant to set a lap today. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But that's been so far, quali's been going on for 40 minutes. Oh, same place as the RCS crash, going under the Westbridge which now he's heading up, down. Once again, I'm going to say that he'll make a right towards the industrial centre, or area in fact, which of course has a lovely Met Police spawn, which sadly have not been involved in this phase as it's been hosted in a private server rather than public, so we can keep all this stuff up in between. But you can now see them coming down here, getting ready, right, taking that beautifully compared to the other taxis. Now, this guy is somebody who understands the racing line, but just isn't in the car to get competitive results. But will still, I bet you, qualify in front of some of the slow-running vans and in front of at least the other taxi. But of course, with the slow turning and slow acceleration of this white cab, you're going to have to see how it takes this turn. So it's gone to the right instead, which is what I was saying, which is just giving it so much more time. Here he'll want to cut into the left and get as close to those barriers as possible, which it has done. Now coming up here, let's see if it bestows the same mistake as we saw any of the RACs make. No, it does not. Coming up now, let's see what happens, making go right onto the main straight. Oh, crash there. Not what they would have wanted, but coming down here, finishing the lap in. There we go. Beautiful lap right there. Now let's not have a look at that one quite yet. Let's have a look at this replay. You can see just what happened. Once again, not what they would have wanted. And of course, you've now got that other incident coming up right here. You can just see where it all went wrong for him. So you can see, coming up here, getting ready to make that first turn. You know, when you don't know too much about the handling of this, and bang. But of course, as I said, it probably shuffled him around quicker, if anything. So it could have been a stone cold calculated decision. So we are now getting ready for, I believe, a final. I know we've got mountain battens and stuff to go yet. My God. So let's just quickly have a look at when they're going to go. I've not got too many DMs yet. And the Royal Navy is pestering me to come to an event, which I will not be going to. So somebody go tell Mustafa for me. Okay, coming down here. Off he goes. Okay, coming down here, we're getting ready to go for the first right, down past the fire station, past the pub. You can see him making a right. Oh, and he's over. That's going to be end of his qualifying. I don't see him getting out of that one. Well, he's not getting out of that, so I believe that will be the first DNF for today. We will have some DNSs from, I believe, some people haven't started, so there will be some DNSs. Because, of course, we've only had half the taxis go, so that will be DNSs for some of them. But, of course, first proper crash of today. And there we go. Let's see the crowd's reaction. Oh, scathing. So we've got both the mountain battens still to go, as you can see behind Joe. Here. I'll see if we can get a different camera angle for this one coming up here. So we've now got ourselves a little roving camera, and I don't think the RAC will get another chance. Will get another chance to prove itself, because that's not fair. Because of course you've crashed, that's you out. Other people have purposefully gone slower not to crash and not get out. So that will be them out of qualifying, which will be placing them at the back of the grid, bar behind any of those DNSs. Now, here are the 8 station cars getting ready to go. The track being clear, they will get going very quickly. They will be underway almost instantly. You can see them getting as big of a run-up as possible. Coming up to our lovely race director, Jack, here today. Let's see how they get underway. Okay. Are they going to turn? What's going on here? Okay, so I've got the updates of lap times. So, while waiting for this one to get underway, I'm going to start going through the lap times. So far, our slowest lap time of the day has been set by the RCS of Suka, followed up by the second slowest lap time set by the Black Cab Taxi of Gabriel with a 2:58, followed up by the first another van of Tomb with a 2:04. Following that up with, let me have a look through with an RAC with a 203 of, no, not, sorry, no, sorry, with an RCS of Suka with a 204, with then an RAC of Joe Mick with a 203, and currently you've got the other you've got the 9 RAC, I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, I believe that's 9 taxis he meant, with a bet setting a 152, which means that taxi was actually quicker than any of the cars so fast. You can see some issues currently going on with the thing, and they're getting ready now to get underway. And if we've got to wait any longer, then I'll give you guys some replays, but I believe they're just about to get going. But of course, we all want to see what just happened on that last with that last guy there. Just full speeding it, not slowing down, no care for anything else, and just straight in he goes, and over he goes. Wow, that was something. Now, you can see, if there's another mountain baton behind him, that's still to run. So it's, yeah, both the mountain batons with both of the Ape Station drivers within. So let's see if he can set a lap time to possibly topple the dominance of any else's. So currently, yeah, 9 taxis are in first in their taxis. So it turns out the taxis are actually quicker, which just means black cab taxis were taking it way too leniently, which of course gave him issues. Now, I'm not too sure why there's an RAC here, is there should be no reason why they should be allowed to set another lap, but of course, that's not up to me, that's up to the race director, but of course if they crash, they shouldn't be allowed to go again. Anyways. Let's see. And we get underway right now, coming down past the timing line, and he begins the start of his lap. The Mountain Batting Express is going to be on its way to try to set a lap to topple the dominance of anybody else's. Or will it be trying to set a banker lap? I don't know, we will find out here. But now it looks like this guy's actually got a good idea of how to take racing lines, unlike the previous guy, but not running out quite as wide as he could be. So he's continuing down the left side here, up the straight, getting ready for a right, 90-degree right here, and he's coming down here. Though it seems that he's going slower than the taxi, which does mean we were just overestimating some of those lap times before. But of course, he's not into a as I'm saying, he's not into a technical section yet. He makes a crash there. Not what he would have wanted, making a right underneath the Westbridge sign. Continuing up there, we're going to quickly play you that replay, and we're going to come back to you in a section where we believe he could actually crash again. So you can just see the impact there. Oh, not what he would have wanted. Following you now here, he's coming up to this turn here. He has not made too much progress. So we're following him live through here, past the Rinaldi barriers, which of course are everywhere. A bit too much turn there, a bit of oversteer. Nothing which a bit faster can't fix, but of course with that crash, that's going to have affected his lap. Everybody's planned to do quick laps, so if anybody plans just to do a slower, more conservative lap, then they will get poled. It's as simple as that. Because of, well, but of course you can't be too slow, because then you won't get poled either. So I was waffling there, but that's another collision in the more technical section of this. Once again, coming up to the hardest turn here. Roundabout with the most things for you to crash into. Takes it really slow and cautiously. Good idea from him after those previous crashes. Getting ready to make a left. Past a fuel station. Let's see if he also makes it. I don't know how that original AA crashed, but it did. Following it down here, let's get ready to see it make a right. Get ready to come back onto the main straight here. We can see it coming down here. It's damaged. It makes a stop. It shouldn't stop. The lap time counter is still going. The count is still going. It shouldn't have stopped. He shouldn't have stopped. The count is still going. The timing is still running. Oh, that would have screwed over his lap right there. And there we go. And being told to stop right over there by the mod with him trying to drive on. Wow. That was a lap. Oh, more government here, yeah. Something to mention is you've currently got the Vice Prime Minister here, Vice Deputy Prime Minister here, you've got the head of DMCS and so on, the DMCS Minister, You've got people from all of these different companies, like you've got the operations manager for RCS, you've got management for AA, all of which here to support their drivers. You've got, of course, some of the ape station people here. Let's have a look back of any of basically previous laps. Well, the previous laps as in, let's just have a look at what just happened with that last collision. Ooh. Once again, not what he would have wanted. Now let's go and have a look at this one. This was the first collision on the Mountain Baton Express's lap. With the second Mountain Baton Express, I'm going to have to cut you off. Now making his way past the timing lap and marking the start of his lap. This is the final guy to be qualified. Is he stuck? Wow. All I can say is well done. Yes, he's... Where is he? Where is he? Okay. He's just disappeared out of existence, so, yeah, there's no reason the AA should be able to settle out. Apparently, the reason why they're letting him to do another lap is because of the game had issues, which is the only reason why he's been able to do another lap, which is giving him a new chance in today's qualifying session. Oh, he just said he crashed, so that means it's not actually... He's saying it's his fault, so I don't get what they mean. I don't get what they mean that he needs to do another lap. Because if this guy's gone... Well, I believe this is his... I think he went in the first AA car as well, so this will be his third time qualifying, so that will be something. Not the result which our sponsor would have been hoping for, with both Mountain Baton Expresses, one of them DNFing and one of them having a lovely crash. But of course, if they're letting this AA redo its lap, then hopefully they'll let the other Mountain Baton Express do it. And that's the Baton Express surviving care, which we were told it was crashed. Yeah, everybody else thought it was crashed. Geez. I'm not sure what they would have done there. Wow. He just disappeared. Well, I believe they're about to let the AA go as well. Jeez. Well, this is what happened. Yeah, just got the end of it there, but you could just see, if I go back, they literally just dip in behind there, and that's them gone. Wow. That was something. Okay, he's been asked if he's ready, which means they will be starting shortly. Right, you will see him in just a few seconds now, making his way down the main straight and passing the timing line / the start finish line to mark the start of his lap. And off he goes. There you go, making his way down here now. Let's see how he does. So a bit twitchy through there, nothing too bad. Oh, watching him round there, once again, nothing too bad. Following it through round here, making go right. Down on this straight here, not quite a very long straight, but still a straight nonetheless. This will be the last person to do qualifying today, unless they let the Mount Batten Express retry. Wait, no, it didn't, because it didn't actually crash. So yes, this will be the final thing today. There's apparently people on the roads which are being told to clear, and of course, if they don't clear, they will be permabanned by admins from Westbridge, which I'm not sure I like too much. You've still got the ITV News polling thing up there. Wow. They've managed to have an incident under the bridge as I was looking at that. My bad, guys. But they continue on here. Let's see how they do. So you can see them just following the white line, though they should possibly be more over to the far left to get the best turning in here. Or you... Oh, that worked fine, to be honest. So fair play to them. The AA... This guy's had 2 or 3 laps of experience, more than any others. The others have been their first lap. This guy's already have has got a few laps under his belt from this quali session, so you can see him continuing on now. Not as fast as could be slower though. But of course he is picking up speed, so I believe if he doesn't make a mistake through the technical section down here, there could be a chance that he gets pole, or it will be very tight between him and the 9 taxi. So you can see him diving to the inside, not quite the way to do it, which the other way than the 9 taxi, which got the quickest lap time did. Still did it quite shallow and quite well. He's got the acceleration on the 9 taxi though. So you can see him following it down here, getting ready to pop a right here. Bam. Okay, that's one of the fastest turns. Now you're going to make a right onto the final straight. And this will be him crashing. Well done to him. He's not past the timing line, so far he's not set a lap time. His lap has not stopped. His lap time is still underway. Wow. Well, that marks the end of qualifying. I'm going to try to get the timing. So that's the end of qualifying. Jeez. Wow. I'm going to see if I can get words with some people about that, but jeez. That was an event. You've got one of the guys here looking very much happy. And we've got the final timings here today. Okay, so that's qualifying all done. That's going to mark the end of qualifying here today. So remember to join us in, literally just 2 hours now for the race. So I'm going to see if I can get the order. So far, we've had just, let's count the amount of cars which have done their quali. So we've got we've got Joe, Suka, Kiwi, Tomb, Gabriel, Betts, Bodies, Speed and Galaxy. So it's 9 of the 10 cars setting times today. And in order, we've got the slowest car being Black Cab's Taxi's Gabriel setting a 2:58, where the other Black Cab Taxi did not set a lap time. Interesting. Then you've got Bodies from Mountain Battle Express setting a 2:24, so over a 20-second improvement on the other car. Then you've got the AA of Galaxy, even after those multiple laps, still only managing to set at 2:17. Then you've got the Mountain Battle Express of Speed setting at 2:07.5. Then you've got the Roadside Cargo Solutions of Suka managing to get 5th in qualifying, which is 2:04.47. Then you've got the RCS of Tomb setting at 2:04.23, which will be 4th in qualifying, followed up by what would be a podium if it is a race. But you've got the previous race winner from RAC, you've got Joe with a 2:03.30. Then a big jump from here now of 10 seconds. These are the people who have got flawless laps. You have got Kiwi from RAC, who is set at 1:53.11. Then finally you've got the 9 RAC of Betts, who is set at 2:52.41. Now I'm going to see if I could just quickly get this full classification. Well, you've got the classifications, so I'm going to get those up on your screen for you guys right now. If it comes up, all files. Okay, that appear. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'm going to get it up for you. So here we go. These are the full classifications for today. The proper graphic will be coming out shortly. It should just be a few minutes from now. If anybody would like an interview, DM redacted/Kingsnake37 and I will be sure to hop into a VC with you, come into the media pen in game, and then we can have a quick little chat. So we're going to have about 10 minutes left of this stream and then we'll end it. So if anybody is up for an interview, just come on down to the media area. Our lovely little media pen here today. So, still waiting for anybody to do interviews with, but so I've just discovered it will have to be in-game interviews because there's a thing currently acting up with just everything. So if you just want to hop in game, go into the media pen, bar camera, say a few words about your race. So I will be sure to televise what you say. It will be done by BBC. It will be done by our beautiful commentator called Hamman and Luxy XD, all of which are from Roblox actual sim racing leagues such as Formula One and AWC. Two leagues with one of which with 20,000 people and one of which with 1,000 people, which should make for a great commentary tonight. So make sure to tune in for that, and I believe we will see. Unless, well, we've got somebody here now. Let's see what the RCS man has to say. If I'm not So let's see what he has to say. So RCS made a very good 4th to 5th, but they should have made it 3rd. But they tried to cheat a lot. By that he means just trying to take lines too quick, just trying to cut out areas where they shouldn't have. Which of course does not work too well in racing. Let's see if there's anything else he'd like to say. They say they'll try to bring it home for a win and to show that they are the best company in the entirety of the United Kingdom. So that's some words from one of the RCS directors. So he says, nobody will stop me and salt guys. So I believe he was holding off saying Elbozo plus ratio there. Oh, close enough, close enough. There will be a graphics currently being made about qualifying position, so you'll be able to see that posted in channels shortly. I see losing they smell, so I will defo win. Other words we've heard echoing now. Okay. Hashtag RCS best companies. That's words from RCS. Now let's see if we've got any words from this guy here. And he's walked to the wrong desk. No worries. I believe this will be our last interview for today before ending broadcasting. But guys, who do you think should have won? And do you think the right people won the race? So just make sure to put that out there, guys. And if this guy, there we go. So this guy is Xavier Mountainbatten. He's the lead mechanic for TFL. Let's see what he has to say. He doesn't seem to have too much to say so far. Anything else to say? If he doesn't, then yeah. Well, guys, so yeah, he was happy that 9 Racing did win. Did get pole today. Yeah. Okay, guys, so that will be capping off the end of the broadcast today. We hope you guys have enjoyed it, and we hope we see you guys later today at 8 o'clock for the main race. So, thank you everybody for listening in. Join us 8 o'clock today. Make sure to send your feedback to in the King Media Discord server or DM KingSnake365 with it. And we will see you guys at 8 p.m. Sadly, that one won't be streamed by me as I'm busy, but it will be streamed by our partners at the BBC with some of our other commentators, so you'll be sure to still get the same beautiful quality of broadcasting. See you guys later tonight. Goodbye. Boop, 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 boop.